What's up, Turdlings? Today we're going to be discussing some quick tips and tricks to help you get the most out of the Night Before the War event. Turd Tips by Turd Nugent. The first thing we're going to look at is the New World info. Here you're going to be collecting puzzle pieces from zombies to complete this map, and when you complete it, you get to open this chest here, as well as you get some progress on your intel score. I believe it's roughly 60,000 points. So the tip that I have to share with you on this is don't worry about saving your puzzle pieces, as they will disappear from your inventory after the event is over. You cannot save them for the next season. So when you see players requesting them in Alliance chat or World chat, go ahead and help them out. There's no reason to hang on to these. The next thing we'll look at is the Survivor info. Here you're going to select a faction, and there will be 9 cards displayed on your screen. You need to kill mutated zombies and mop up regular zombies to get these notebooks, and you'll use these notebooks to flip the cards over and collect the heroes. Each time you flip a card, the next card costs more notebooks to flip, and they get very, very expensive. Every zombie you kill gives you 10 notebooks, and every mutated gives you 100. So you can see this adds up quite quickly with the number of zombies you have to kill, and you're limited on the number of mutated you can kill each day. So my first tip for you is the day before this event starts, make sure you go into this event with your trucks having full durability. That's essentially like getting an extra day of farming for this event. As you're choosing your faction for this event, something to keep in mind is when you select a faction before you lock it in as your chosen faction, it's going to display the heroes that you can get. You can back out and choose that faction again, and it'll display some different heroes here. So like the first 5 times I clicked on Wildlings faction, it showed Harmon as the S tier hero, and I just kept backing out and going back in until I saw Marlin here, and I locked it in because Marlin is a hero I'm trying to build up right now. Also, another nice perk of going Wildlings right now is that Kaya is taking up a rare hero slot instead of a elite hero slot, and therefore that's one more opportunity for a shard to recycle at the satellite to work towards the heroes that you actually want to get. And my last tip for this event is if you are in an early season, especially season 0 or even season 1, it can be a really good idea to just completely skip doing this event altogether. The reason being is that you can farm the notebooks and save them for following seasons so that you make sure that you get your advanced elite hero every time you play the game, rather than spending and get a bunch of trash heroes and not have enough of the notebooks to get the hero that you really want. You can just farm in season 0, season 1, and then have those notebooks for leagues going forward, or seasons going forward. That way you can guarantee your advanced elite. And then once you have your advanced elite, stop flipping these. Don't flip anymore, because I would rather save 1,400 notebooks for the next season than get this hero shard with them. Not only that, but in later seasons, you will have options for better heroes in the advanced elite slot than you will in the early seasons. So it's worth saving up for the good heroes. The last portion of the event we'll be looking at is the Intel Exchange. The Intel Exchange is where you exchange resources for points on your Intel score. Your Intel score awards prizes along the way, and additionally, if we back out of here, there's Intel scoreboard, and there's rewards based on your Intel versus other players, which are % damage bonuses for the next season. Now, these rewards on this meter are pretty good, and if you click on them, you can see additional rewards. I think my game's not functioning right now to show that, but I do know there's one additional supercharger in this reward and 3 additional superchargers in this reward. However, they do cost a whole lot of resources. We go into the Intel Exchange here and look at the top prize. 1,115,000 points. Now, stone trades 1 for 1, so you get 100 points for 100 stone. Iron is 1.5 to 1, so 100 iron gets you 150. Zcoin 100 gets you 200 points, and diamonds 100 gets you 2,500 points. And you need over 1 million, so that is a lot. That is the equivalent of over 550,000 Zcoin. So 2 nice perks is that the other 2 events we looked at, the New World Info and the Survivor Info, do give you points on your progression, but it's not a whole lot. Might help you out with the first 100 or 200,000. The rest you're going to have to come up with in resources. Now, the first thing we can do to get these resources is to save up before the event. You're still going to want to do your construction day and alliance duel and your research day. So your research, you can do longer researches that cost less Zcoin and be more dependent on your speed ups for your points there. And then for construction, you can upgrade buildings that cost stone, as stone gives less points than iron. Or you can also consider just focusing on your workstations leading up to this event and during this event, because workstations have a very, very low resource cost versus the duration of time it takes to complete them. So they're a good thing to be progressing up while you're saving resources to get these huge rewards. Here we have some information on which resources are going to get you the most points based on where you're getting those resources from. So up top we have the event costs. Below that we have our supply station. Now my supply station is level 22, so your points here are going to vary based on your level. However, real quick look at it. With buying resources from the supply station, you're going to get about 1,600 points per 100 diamonds you spend, no matter what resource it is. So right now, just spending your diamonds at the event is much better. However, possibly when you get your supply station to level 25 or above, maybe we would have to redo the calculation, but it might be worth it somewhere in there. Now, keep in mind, this does not take into account when you get a lucky purchase from the supply station, when you see the 2x points pop up, etc., and you get the double resources. There's not really a great way to calculate that in. So I just have the base here, but when your base starts getting closer to that 2,500 number, it might be worth it. Also, taking a looking at gathering, I took the base resources per hour from each mine, calculated the points per hour from those mines, and then I calculated my points per hour based on my Solari abilities and different things like that increase my gathering speed. And it looks like Zcoin is the best resource to gather for this event. However, iron is not far behind, and when you take into consideration that in this event you need to be extremely efficient with your truck durability so that you can farm as many zombies as you can to get those notebooks we saw earlier, it's really important to be mining mines close by and as high level as possible, and leaving your trucks in them for as long as possible to save up that durability. And then when your truck comes home, then you can do your mop up on your zombies, etc. So considering all of that, with as rare as Zcoin mines are to find and how long they take to find and how far you might have to travel for a level 5 Zcoin, it might just be worth it to farm level 5 iron mines instead. It's much more efficient practically, and so that will probably pay off in your total points earned from mining. And if you're considering purchasing the Gathering Boost to help you get resources for the event, I can already tell you that my level 22 supply station is more efficient to just purchase the resources with diamonds than to use diamonds to buy the Gathering Boost. Unfortunately, using a carport and farming NPCs is out of the question because we already need to use all of our durability to mop up zombies to try and get that advanced elite hero. So our options here are really save as much as we can in advance and be as efficient as possible with our resources leading up to and during the event, and then just gather as much iron and Z-Coin as you possibly can. Well, Turdlings, that's all the tips I have for you today. If you know of any tips or tricks for the night before the war event that are not in this video, drop them in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to support the channel. And as always, thank you for watching and stay solid.